Hi everyone, and welcome to the My Message podcast. My name is Kyia Mochitani, and I am your host for today's episode. Every episode, it'll be me right here. And on today's episode, we are going to talk all about the fear of rejection and being rejected, and how to reframe it in a way that we use rejection to our advantage, and how we just break the barriers of feeling rejected and just allow ourselves a more free life. So let's get right into it. When I think of rejection, I hear the word no. That's like what pops into my mind, is like being told no, or next time, or not today, or something like that. And that's like, oh, I got rejected. Like I wanted something, but I got told no. You can be rejected, in your job, in your business, in with a person that you're attracted to, in sports teams, in your parents, and literally like your peers. Like literally you can be rejected anywhere you go, right? So it's like that fear, and this is for like the people who are like afraid of putting themselves out there, or afraid of going for it because they're afraid that they're going to get rejected. So what comes up when you think of rejection? What like are the feelings or the memories or like the story in your head? Like what is that story that you're telling yourself when you get rejected? And I want you to like take 1 second to just think about that for me. For me, what popped up was, they were right. They were right. I am crazy. They were right. I shouldn't be dropping out of college. They were right. I shouldn't be working 3 jobs and chasing after the life that I want to live. They were right. Or what comes up for me is, I'm unworthy. I'm a letdown. And maybe you're deathly afraid right now in this moment for a college acceptance letter because you don't want to be rejected. Because you don't want to tell people, oh yeah, I got denied from University of Tennessee. Oh, you got accepted? I got denied. I don't want to have to admit that. Maybe you're not giving your full heart in a potential relationship when you're crazy about this girl, but you're like, you know what, I'm just going to step away because I don't want her to tell me no. Maybe what happened to me was a few weeks ago, I asked for a pay raise in a job, and I, was so nervous to being told no, because it would make me feel like that I'm unworthy of getting a pay raise, or that I'm like a crazy person for even asking. So maybe you're not asking for a pay raise, or you're not talking to your manager about something because you don't want to be told no. And I was researching a lot. I was like, okay, why are people, afraid of rejection? What is the stem of, the fear of being rejected? And what came up and what I found was it stems from a poor self-esteem. And I sat there for a moment and I was like, a poor self-esteem? Huh. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's so right. Because the moments that I was most afraid of rejection, the moments that I was like so nervous of the answer that I was going to receive, was the moment that I didn't have the highest self-esteem, was the moments where I wasn't sure of myself, was the moment that I wasn't sure in my journey. And so at the beginning of my journey, I want to share this. In the beginning of my journey, I was so afraid to tell people that I dropped out of college. I was so nervous of what they thought, because I felt low of myself for doing that, because I felt like a letdown. Deep down, I knew that's what I needed to do, but on the surface, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm letting everyone down. I'm letting my family down. I'm letting my friends down. I'm a letdown. And Jake always would tell me, Kyia, you always get so squirmy and like weird when people ask you about college, and you just like, I could just tell like that you just hate talking about it. And I was like, really? You could tell? Like, dang, okay, I guess it's really noticeable if Jake can tell. I'm just kidding. And it's true, like I would get so squirmy. People would be like, what are you doing for college right now? And I would say, I just dropped out of college. Instead of being like, yeah, I just dropped out of college. Honestly, that's what happened. That's what I did. And I realized, oh my gosh, I need to be confident in my journey. I need to be confident in the path that I'm taking and have that like high self-esteem and think of myself highly in the sense that, oh my gosh, I'm able to create this life that I want to live in real time and have different people tune in and listen to my crazy life, right? And so I came up with 3 steps on how to change that self-esteem in order to not be afraid of rejection. So I would say step 1 is understanding, okay, I am a little bit afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of a girl telling me no. I'm afraid of my manager telling me no. And just like figure out what are you afraid of? Like, who are you afraid of? And then number 2 is change that poor self-esteem. Let's flip it. And here are the 3 steps, okay? Number 1 is to accept yourself. Accept yourself for the person that you are in all of the trials and tribulations that you've been through to lead yourself to this point now, to lead yourself to where you are right now, with the person and the things that you've been through that led you to where you are now. Accept that. You can't change the past. Be so damn proud of yourself. And that's something that I struggle with so much. I was opening up to a friend the other day. I was like, I don't know how to feel proud of myself. I literally just don't know how. That's a story for another time. But just to accept yourself for all that you are, everything that you've been through that has led you to the person that you are today. Accept that. I accept that I'm not smart in academics and textbook world. I accept that I dropped out of college. I accept that there's a lot that I'm gonna have to learn, that I still have to learn. I accept that I'm chasing after my dreams and I'm nowhere near close to being there, but I'm on that path to get there. I accept that I don't like drinking. I accept that I don't love to party anymore. I accept that people may think of me differently. I accept all of it. Now I do, right? So it's taken me some time to get there. And number 2 is to change the story that's in your mind. Change that story, change the story that you're telling yourself. So what I mean by that is I used to tell myself all the time that I am letting my parents down, that I should not be dropping out of college, that I should not be doing what I want to do in this life. But then I changed it. And then I said, you know what? No, I am going to do what I want to do in this lifetime. No, wait, this life is actually for me and I'm going to live it the way I want to live it, right? So I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to change the trajectory of my story and of my life, right? And so the second that I changed my story, and it was, I am someone who is chasing after their dreams every single day, who was working 3 jobs and who has to make a lot of sacrifices. That's my story. That's who I am. I'm someone who is willing to put themselves first before other people's needs or other people's thoughts, right? I changed my story. I accepted who I was. I changed who I was. I changed the story I was telling myself, the story in my mind, creating it a positive story. And number 3 is to simply show up for yourself. A story about this is what I really quick wanted to say was, Jake's been having, and Jake said I can talk to you, talk about this, so that's why I am. But Jake's been having a hard time of waking up on time, right? And so I was like, and he says, I just don't trust myself. I want to do these awesome things in my life, but I just don't trust myself. I don't think I can do it. And I said, you know why you can't trust yourself? Because you can't even show up for yourself. Because you can't even fulfill what it is that you're telling yourself that you're gonna do. So the second that you're like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do what I say what I mean what I say, right? And so the second he was like, okay, Kyia, tomorrow I'm waking up at 8 a.m. He woke up at 8 a.m. He showed up for himself. He told him he's building that trust within himself that, oh, I can do what it is I want to do. I can do what I say. I can hold promises to myself. And so the second that you show up for yourself, that you do what you say you are going to do, the more confident and the more trusting of yourself you will be. I might have explained that super confusing, so I want to slow that down really quick. What I mean by that is to create a higher self-esteem, you need to show up for yourself in the way of doing small, teeny, tiny things, of telling yourself, okay, I'm actually going to finish this and this homework assignment today, and actually do it, because that creates trust in yourself, and that shows you that you're able and that you're qualified enough to do this, right? A teeny tiny thing of, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today for 30 minutes, and actually go for 30 minutes. You'd be surprised on the confidence that you'll build the second that you listen to what you're going to say, that you do what you say you're going to do. And so those are my 3 steps on how to get a higher self-esteem. Super simple. I could add 100 more steps, but I just wanted to split it down, and that is just to accept yourself for all that you are. Is to change that story. Change the story in your head. Change the story that you're telling yourself. And number 3 is to just show up for yourself. Actually take action. Every single day. And so next time that you are afraid you'll be rejected, next time you are in a situation where you possibly could be rejected, right? Maybe that's from a job, maybe that's from a peer, maybe that's from anything, right? When you're afraid you're going to be rejected, I want you to reframe it and create a new definition of rejection. On day 2 of the Self-Made Summit that I went to in Arizona, Jamie Kern-Lima spoke. And this woman has been rejected hundreds and hundreds of times. And she believed in herself, changed her definition of rejection, that she was able to sell her business for $1.2 billion and be the first woman to be a CEO, founder of her company. Crazy. And be able to sell it. Isn't that insane? Isn't that wild? And so here is what she was saying about rejection. So Jamie Kern-Lima, she said, she talked about rejection in such a way that she reframed her mindset on rejection. And so every time she literally, it's possible, y'all, she trained her mind to think of rejection in a different way. So when she was rejected, the first thing that popped into her mind was her new definition. And so she reframed it in a way of, and there's a bunch of definitions, and I want you to choose the definition that feels right in your heart and that you resonate most with. And I have a few, and I literally love her so much because this has helped me so much. I can't even explain it to you, okay? Rejection is redirection. That's definition number 1. And what I mean by that is when you get rejected, it's like, oh, wait, no, but you're supposed to be on a different path. Let me redirect you. This is the path you're actually supposed to be on, and these are the people that you're not going to be rejected by, right? Or if you're religious, or if you believe in the universe, or whatever you believe in, rejection is God or the universe's protection. And so what I say is rejection is God's protection. When someone tells me no, that's God protecting me and saying, oh wait, actually we're gonna go down this path. I don't want you to go down there. No good things will happen there. Just trust me on this. Or if you believe in the universe, it's the universe telling you, hey, like, not here. I'm gonna protect you from this way. I want you to go in a different way. So 2 things so far was rejection is redirection, or rejection is God or the universe's protection, right? And Jamie's definition was something along the lines, I don't have her exact definition, but what she was saying was, Jamie's new definition was, I am the brave one who is still strong enough to try. And so as she was pitching her It Cosmetics, her makeup products, to Sephora or to Ulta or to Target or something, for them to like buy it from her and then sell in their stores, every time she was told no, she said, okay, but I'm the brave one still continuing to try. I'm the brave one who's still strong enough to keep going. And so every single time she was rejected, hundreds and hundreds of times she was rejected, she kept telling herself that, no, I'm the brave one. I'm the brave one. I'm strong. Like this is the path I'm gonna take, and I am actually the brave one who's still continuing to try because I believe in my heart, in my core, my message, what I have to say, right? And so, and my product is what I'm trying to say. So those are the 3 definitions that I came up with, or that I've heard, that have helped me tremendously about rejection. So for me, I personally choose rejection as God's protection. And every time I get told no, whether that be from one of my friends who are like, Kai, are you seriously doing this podcast? Or maybe before you drop out of college, let your podcast take off first. Maybe you should just do that. That's God protecting me and saying, oh, maybe that person's not the best of friend. Or when I get rejected, when I feel like I'm about to get rejected in a meeting with my manager, I say, no, but I'm the brave one who's willing to ask. I'm the brave one who's willing to stand up for what I feel like I deserve, right? And so that literally leaves me at like this sense of ease, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, I can breathe. I'm no longer afraid of rejection. I feel as if I have such a higher self-esteem, not to the point that I'm cocky and I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. Trust me, I don't think that at all. But I'm confident in my ability, and I'm confident in the person that I'm becoming, and I'm confident in the path that I'm on. Yeah, I know it's not for everyone. Yeah, I know that people may think I'm crazy, but it feels so right in my heart and in my core. And so I just want to tell you this. I don't even have this on my notes. It's just going to come out of me, and I don't even feel like it's me. But if you feel like you have this dream deep down inside of you, if you feel like you're meant for more in this lifetime, if you feel like you're placed in this world for a reason, but you're just afraid to start that reason, or just to really hone in and step into it, because you're afraid of what other people will think of you, you're afraid of the consequences of doing this, you're afraid of maybe even success or failure, just know that you're not listening to this episode by accident. And just know that my words and what I'm saying, if you take literally, I think that it can really help you. And that if you fully chase after whatever that is that's on your heart, whatever that is that's called on your heart and soul, and if you start today and let today be your day one, your life will change. You'll impact so many other people, and you will feel so much better. So if that's you, and if you're that 1 or 2 people listening to this, and feel that, just know that literally wasn't for me. I just spoke straight from my heart. That's why I was stuttering a lot. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart to the tip top of my soul. You guys, whoever listens to this, I had to stop looking at the numbers of this, because I'm like, what, only 18 people downloaded or whatever. And that was just such a dark path for me. But it's like, no, what? 18 people listen to me? That's incredible. Like, 18 people listen to me talk for 18 minutes of their time. What? That's amazing. And I feel seriously forever and ever blessed. And so from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you. And I love you. And thank you for joining my messy life. I love you so much. Have the best day ever. Mwah.